Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to the MULCHCAST. This is episode 2, I believe. Eventually I'm going to stop naming out the episodes. But today I'm going to be talking about whether or not Zathura can make a comeback like Jumanji did in 2017. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Zathura, it's basically space Jumanji. And it's the book was written by the same guy who wrote the original Jumanji book. Um, Jumanji was originally a book, in case you didn't know. I can't recall the I can't quite recall the name of the author though. It's yeah, but basically I just wanted to talk about whether or not they could make a sequel to Zathura and whether or not or whether or how they could do that. So, should they make a sequel to the Zathura before or after they finished with the Jumanji sequels? Um, well, for those of you who've seen the latest Jumanji movie, The Next Level, um, the I think the way they ended it kind of set up uh, a it set up another movie, in case you didn't know. And I think if they go with how I think they're going to go, I think it kind of set up the ending kind of set up a only really one realistic way they would take it. I think that would be a perfect ending for the Jumanji movies as a whole. You know, the way they're going to go with it. Um, so I think after this next Jumanji movie, I do think they should make another Zathura. Whether or not they're going to, I have no idea. But Jumanji, it wasn't the most popular franchise. And it wasn't even a franchise, it was just a singular movie. It was more just kind of like a you watch it with like your family, I guess, kind of movie. It wasn't really like a number one choice of a movie that a lot of people would have made, especially nowadays. So, it was more just kind of like it kind of reminds me more of a TV film that went to theaters. You know, it kind of has the quality of a TV movie. Nowadays, I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that the way it is, it's just kind of reminiscent of that. And I think it needed a breath of fresh air that Welcome to the Jungle gave the franchise. And I think the same thing of Zathura. It's kind of like a TV movie, and it kind of needs a breath of fresh air. Now, how would they do that? So I think that the changing it from a board game into a video game format is a very, very smart thing to do. Not only with Jumanji, because it worked very well. Both of those movies made very uh, close to $1 billion. So if they did the same thing with Zathura, I think it would be very smart, and it'd be different too. Like how Zathura was differed from Jumanji, because Jumanji is more about a jungle, I guess, and Zathura is more in space, you know. So I think they could really lean into that, you know, make a space video game movie as opposed to this uh, like Indiana Jones style adventure movie that um, that the Jumanji movies are. And I think they could even bring back the same crew, like the same director and Jake Cast and the same writers as well. And I think that it would work very well. Or they could, you know, bring in some new blood, I guess. And I think maybe not have, you know, like four teenagers or whatever who don't know each other just get zapped into it and then turn into the avatars. But I do think real life people getting turned into the avatars is a formula um, that could still be used. I don't think um, anybody would complain about that. I mean, some people would obviously complain because there's similarities, but I think um, if they did it right, that would be one of the only similarities. I think it's especially since these some people even consider Zathura to be a sequel to Jumanji, and so I think having similarities is necessary. So I think having the board game changed itself into a video game being found, and then people playing, real life people playing different actors as avatars in the game. I think those are things that they should keep for a potential Zathura movie. And I think that would be successful. I know Jumanji is way more popular, even the first movie is way more popular than the first Zathura movie. I think anybody who is familiar with the movies knows that. But I think, especially with like the Marvel movies and people liking like superheroes and space and high tech kind of protagonists, I think they could. I think that'll be really popular, especially with like kids and stuff. Or who knows? Maybe it could end up like that new Power Rangers movie that didn't do well, at least not at the box office. Merchandise, I think it made like $500 million on their merchandise just for that movie. And I don't think merchandise and like say video games or like licensed games or anything like that. I don't think that stuff really made a whole lot of money for the Jumanji movies. I mean, it probably made like decent money, especially for like a regular person, but in the entertainment business, it probably didn't make a whole lot, especially not compared to like Power Rangers or Marvel or Star Wars or anything like that. So I don't think that's a very big avenue for them to go down. So I think if they do a Zathura movie, I would very much like it to have the similarities that I just stated with Jumanji, and then kind of go off from there. I don't want carbon copies of each characters. You could obviously bring in different actors, but with each different actor, you can have a different style of character based on that actor's personality, and maybe kind of do some like mix-ups, like they did with say like with Jack Black's character. I think, well, kind of all of their characters really, but especially Jack Black's character. I think that was kind of like the most dynamic of a switch, especially in Welcome to the Jungle. And I really enjoyed the how they kind of mixed it up with the actors playing with the real life characters playing the in-game characters. I really like that, and I think they could maybe even push it up another level with the Zathura movie. But I think it'll be different enough in it being in space, and centered around like astronauts and space people and spaceships and aliens and whatnot. I think it would be different enough that people wouldn't be like, people wouldn't shy away from it just because they just gotten 3 Jumanji movies within the last 8 years. So Jumanji 1 came out in 1995, and Zathura came out in 2005, if I'm right about that. So could it be, could they wait 10 years after Welcome to the Jungle for Zathura 2 to come out? Possibly. Especially since you're getting completely different actors. You could possibly wait that long. But I don't know if, since Zathura isn't as popular as Jumanji, if people would want to see it. If you would need to, I don't know, you might need to springboard off of Jumanji 3, or what is it, Jumanji 5, if you count Zathura and the original Jumanji. If you need to springboard off of that into what would be Zathura 2 or Jumanji 6, or if Jumanji 6 or Zathura 2 could have life on its own, just as a Zathura sequel that came out probably like 5 years after the last Jumanji movie, if they do indeed go forward with Jumanji 4 or 5, whichever one this next one is, if they do go forward with that one, and it comes out, say, 2022, 'cause with all that's going on right now, I don't think production's getting anyway, and I think we would have heard more about it if they were going straight into production as soon as the next level came out. So, could Zathura come out in 2027 with the next Jumanji movie coming out in 2022, or would Zathura be fast-tracked for like a 2024-2025 release? Because when you think about it like that, 2027 isn't that much longer. It's only an extra 5 years. And would you need downtime, or would they just want to? So would they want to fast track it and just keep it going, or wait a little bit for it to like settle? I don't know. But I think that's just my thoughts on it. I do hope that they do make a Jumanji or a Jumanji 6. I do hope that Jumanji 5 is being made. Hope that they're writing it and that they are working on it. I know that Dwayne Johnson said that like a character from the next level could be explored in the next movie. I don't know how that would work. Or I don't know where that would fit in the in where they're going with the next movie. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys liked this video, click the like button. If you didn't, I'm sorry, but you can check out some of my other videos, and there'll be more videos like this to come in the future. And I think that's about it. Thanks for watching my video, listen to my MULCHCAST, and see you guys later. This is MULCHCAST episode 2. Peace.